Hi, my name is Shailendra Singh. I work with e-messaging team as a senior developer and technical architect. In this Hackathon Q2, our hack idea is around enriching e-messaging capabilities, and we have done this AWS email service integration for sending emails, then putting data on cloud, that is Dropbox we have used from e-messaging, and then bulk Excel CSV data for email and SMS processing. We have also added a SDK for leveraging REST APIs for digital delivery, that is email and SMS. Going further detail, so this is we have divided in the problem and solutions. So how? So e-messaging doesn't provide email server. Client needs to have their own email server. Is it a big investment? So solution which we proposed, can we integrate e-messaging with AWS for email server, and we can provide the details to the client, the account details. The second one, sending same email attachments to all recipients, let's say for campaign or promotional messages, where basically same attachments are being sent to all the recipients. So our idea is that can we put that on the cloud, Dropbox, and just share the link of that uploaded file on the Dropbox and send that to the email recipients. The third one is e-messaging accepts data in XML and JSON format. Is it a bit complex for the persons who are not from technical background? So can we make it easy, like accepting data in Excel and CSV, that is the bulk data also, the email messages for the n number of recipients. And the last one is that e-messaging REST APIs leveraging. How to leverage? e-messaging has so many REST APIs to send email, send SMS, upload attachments, the bulk email, bulk SMS, delivery status. So how in an easy way, basically, client can leverage those. Even the e-messaging products can integrate with e-messaging APIs in easy ways. So for that, we have provided one simple SDK. SDK can be used either through command line, CLI interface, or through Java API call. In the very first list, we have written in Java, that is Java code. So moving ahead, so this is the architecture and component interactions. So e-messaging will accept the call on the REST, that is the web module. This is the REST API module, and either through SDK client or any other REST client, Google REST client. Maybe for the bulk Excel CSV data, I'll show you in the demo that how these files can be sent to e-messaging using the SDK or through Google REST client. Then other PV products, Engagement or Mail 360 or maybe Office Mail or even Relay, they can integrate with our API for bulk email SMS processing. This is a bit of an architecture. So basically all the requests will come into the web module. From the web, it will go to basically core, that is the business core, is the business module of the e-messaging. From there, through this ORM module, we will persist it to RDBMS. And also for the validation purposes, we can either use LDAP or RDBMS. Now after that, in the outbound module, that is the message sender, it will basically create the Java compatible messages and will send it to either to the Amazon Web Service, which will further route messages to email server and further to recipient. For the case of Dropbox, we can send the message to Dropbox uploading files and finally getting the uploaded file links and sending it to mail server. Third one is for SMS, that even for SMS we can connect to SMSC, that is Short Message Service Center, SMS Gateway, and SMSC further routing to the SMS Gateway. These messages further can be persisted into the RDBMS, and if we need the archival process, we can connect it to this Vault PV Vault products to this archival module. In between, we can also do PDF conversion in case message is like HTML format or text format. So we can add, before this archival, we can add the PDF converter for the conversion purposes. What tech stack we have used? Apache POE to reading this Excel file. Basically, getting the data from the Excel file uploaded for the bulk, batch, email or SMS. Then the Spring for the core business, basically core context dependency injections, then integrating with the ORM. Apache CXF for REST API building. CXF is basically web service and REST service framework. Dropbox API to connect with the Dropbox, uploading files and even the getting this attachment link. AWS SDK to connect with the AWS email service with eMessaging and sending the email through AWS SES, simple email service. Okay. And Java mail is basically that is the API behind this behind the mail protocol, SMTP protocols. Java J, that is the basically for the sublet stuffs and the other part of applications. Now coming to AWS SES simple email service integration that will work as the enabler for email server in eMessaging. As I already said, we don't have eMessaging doesn't provide email server, so AWS can work as the enabler for email server. So how to integrate with eMessaging? We need this AWS key ID. So this, I have achieved this through AWS SDK. We need the key ID and the secret key for that. And what all configurations in eMessaging, we can create the gateway with this SMTP host and AWS as the protocol. Then further this username as the key ID and secret key as the password. Let's just move on the working demo. Before that, actually, I just want to show that the code snippets which I have used to integrate with eMessaging. This is the AWS fragments of the codes which are integrated with eMessaging for email sending. Okay, so I'm just moving for the demo part. So eMessaging is running on my system. This is basically its UI, and for AWS integration, this is the gateway, AWS gateway need to be selected, and this is basically the key ID, and this is the secret and the password. And this gateway has to be used with one of the eMessaging profile. So AWS SES, I have created one profile, outbound profile, and which will use the created gateway, this AWS gateway. Now using this profile, I will try to send an email. So this is the AWS AES profile. This is the advanced Google REST client, and here is the profile. I will be using this to address as my own email ID and from address as well. This is the subject I am going to use, and the email contents. This is the HTML file 1.html, and this is the attachments. I can just show you. This is the HTML file 1. The attachment to 1, and this is the HTML file. So just trying to send, and also just for I just wanted to show this the flow in the eMessaging. So this is basically the do send, this is the code for AWS integration. And we have created like Amazon simple email service sync client, then further the transport, and in the below, in the last, we'll have to do this Amazon email service, then raw email sync we'll have to create. So just moving ahead. Okay, so message has been sent to AWS, sending email using AWS SES SDK, and license. This is pretty much imaging messages for license increment. Now let's check the email. So just updating the mailbox. It may take some time because we are in a PB domain. Yeah. So message has been arrived. So this was the message, basically attachment to 1 I had used, yeah. So attachment to 1 I had used in this advanced REST client, attachment 1, and this was the HTML file, and this was the basically content of the HTML file. So this message basically we process through AWS email service integration with eMessaging. Okay, so now moving ahead, let's go on uploading data on cloud using eMessaging Dropbox integration. So what are the configuration for that? We need to have this app key, then the app secret for that. Just full screen. Okay, so app key we need to take app secret. It's my account I have created, and access token. And what we have to do in the eMessaging, in the gateway, we have to select the type as the Dropbox. This gateway type has to be Dropbox. And further emailing the uploaded file link to the recipient. So that we are going to showcase through demo. And this will basically, this is the Dropbox website snippet that file will get uploaded, and this will be the messages I will be sending, eMessaging will be sending to the recipient. So just moving to the demo part. In eMessaging, the gateway configuration for Dropbox is like this. I shown you there in the Dropbox. So type we have to select Dropbox, and the email will be sent to the recipient. So some email server has to be there. This will the account is to be used. So Dropbox is the gateway. Now this gateway has to be used by one of the profiles. So Dropbox email. So I am going to use this Dropbox email profile through in one of the to send one to upload the file and send email. So this is I have used this Dropbox email, the profile name, to address customer inbound from address, and subject is sending file to Dropbox and file link to email. So which file I am going to upload? So imagine Dropbox_test.pdf. Just to have a look on the Dropbox website. So this is the website, and I'm going to upload the file through eMessaging. So just trying to hit this client, and also I have put intentionally this debug point here in eMessaging. So this is basically Dropbox message sender, and it will try to upload the file on the Dropbox. It's linking my account, linked Dropbox account, silencing, and uploaded this file. This eMessaging Dropbox test file, and the link here is this one, this much. So let's go onto the Dropbox file. So this is just 1 second ago, this file has been uploaded, and also the mail has been reached here. Mail is reached here. So the customer will get this mail with this link. This is the link for that file, which I can open here. Okay, so this is the file. Basically, I just uploaded through e-messaging, using e-messaging to Dropbox, and sent the link, this link on the email. So this was about Dropbox upload. Moving ahead. Okay, so the third one is like bulk Excel CSV data support in e-messaging. Till now, we have been supporting like data. We have been supporting data on the XML format or JSON format. So that is a bit technical. So I mean, we just thought that maybe sometime on the call center, or maybe those who are not from the technical background, they can also leverage this imaging API using this Excel file or CSV file. So what has to be done for that? This is the Excel file URL we have used, and I will showcase one Excel file. This is the Excel file I'm going to send to e-messaging, and which will be further sending the email to the recipient. For two address I have taken it, but on the real time, basically these two address will be different, customer 1, 2 or something, whatever it is. And then we have like HTML file we can use like this. There will be this attachment list, test.pdf, batchdata.pdf, etc. There are so many attachments. Then the image we can build in. We can have the text file also, going to have HTML file. Those who don't have like HTML file or text file and they wish to give some content, they can give like this format, HTML content or maybe text content. Subject email using Excel file REST API. So just trying to send this Excel file through e-messaging, this bulk file. So we have Excel file here. I have used this Excel file data.xls. Excel file data.xls, and this attachment one batchdata.pdf, HTML file, and attachment 2 test.pdf. So which has the basically reference here, this attachment list. There can be more than 2 attachments, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Let's try sending this. I'll just vacate this mailbox so that it should appear correctly. Okay, so sending this all the messages, and so these all are the basically messages. We had 15 messages in this Excel file. The first line is the header, and this much 15 messages, and here all the message has come. Opening any one, there were 2 attachments, test PDF, batchdata.pdf. Test.pdf and batchdata.pdf, and this was the basically HTML file I had used. So simply, basically, we can add more number of data in this bulk Excel file, and using that we can send the batch email. These are the basically for all the attachments. It will give this API. It will give the report as well, that we can see for all the 15 messages. So moving ahead, okay, we have the bulk report status for the batch campaign on batch ID as well. So what we can do, for this much of for all of these messages being from same batch, there is one batch ID. So we can take this batch ID and we can fire a delivery status URL here. I'll just clear this, and let's have this phrase, this URL for the batch ID, delivery status for this batch, and let's try to use this. So batch ID is this one here. This is a GET request. So okay. So we have got the status, delivery status for all the 50 messages. So we have supported the batch ID, this support for bulk delivery status. Okay. Now moving ahead. Okay, this bit is about SDK, so which we have developed how to leverage imaging REST APIs. So we have n numbers of REST API in imaging, sending email, SMS, batch email, even the compressed email where all the data can be zipped in one zip file, and finally we can send that to the imaging. Imaging will extract those data and will further send it to the email server or maybe SMS. Then delivery status, upload email attachments and the image files. Now how to leverage this? For that we have built up a SDK, and that can be used through the API call or through command line interfaces. So I'll just show that. So this is okay. So we have built up this SDK here. I'll just open the contents of this SDK. Okay, so this lib file has all the jars on the SDK. This is basically batch file which has call to the main classes, and this is the configuration files, email data.properties. So user can just provide this REST API base URL, Excel file, JSON file, etc. to address, and the HTML file, the attachment files they can give, and through this SDK, how can we use? Just okay, imagining REST API SDK.bat. So on hitting this, it will give the option that select the options, one for single email, two for batch email, Excel file, the CSV file, single SMS, etc. Let's try using this. I'll just delete this so that it will be easier to figure out the new message. So first let's give one option for single email. So email has been processed. So this email has been reached here. Now let's select for the different options, maybe for the batch options, this Excel file, 3 options. So there are multiple emails for that. Again, the same 15 numbers of emails has been processed. So all the 15s has been arrived here. And there were 2 attachments, so of course these 2 attachments were there. Also, we can get the delivery status here through this SDK. So let's get the batch ID for this. And if we want to have the delivery status on this batch ID, so there is delivery status option 7 here. And one configuration needed here is that in the delivery status, we need to give this batch ID here. Although I am trying to easy out this through providing this value through this command prompt. So the batch ID I have given here. And now selecting on this 7th option, that is the delivery status, it will fetch all the delivery status for this. When this has been delivered, so delivery date, time, to whom, from address, message ID, return path, subject, also the Excel file and all that. This can be achieved through this using this SDK. Moving ahead, this is the basically description of what are the basically structure inside this SDK. So this much of stuff will be there, and the detail of each of the files. Moving ahead, this is basically what I just shown here, that how basically user can use it. You will have the various options here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and selecting any one, they can process it. And data they can provide here in some REST API data configure, and that is bit configurable here, that where all these file path they can give here and use this SDK. Also, this is through command line, but we have also given option to use this through this API call. So how is that? So we have one class like REST imaging. Yeah, just moving ahead, we have written how to use this API. So we have like REST service SDK class. So how can this be used? So simply they can like use this interfaces, imagine REST message processor. Here I have given in some detail. This is the basically snapshot for the command line interface and how to use this. So imagine REST message processor is the interface, and they can just pass on any of this type like email, batch email, SMS, batch SMS, any steps, and from there they will get this REST processor. From REST processor they can get this get a data map, and finally from this REST processor dot process message, actually this will process the actual message. So just going on to the how to use this. So through this basically I have written, I mean just this much of line of code, and I have passed in like this Excel email here. So message type 1 has to be selected here. Either they can pass it through argument. So just trying to run this code. So okay. So this was for the batch email. Okay. So all the email has been processed through this. Okay. So this has been reached here now. Further, they can also like try some other option. Let's have email. In that case of single email. So that way just let me clean this so that it will be easier to understand. And running this again, so it will send one email because it was configured for that only. And there are 3 attachments you have taken here. So all these 3 are there. I think this yeah, some more stuff. So this was this is about the environment details for demo. We have kept this on one of the VM. This is the detail of this IP and the user and the login details on that password. And this this SDK is kept here, and the imaging is installed at this location. So that was basically the thing about our hack, that we can send the message on like AWS using this AWS email service. Then we can send it to the cloud, or we can accept this CSV bulk file, and you can have the SDK for all that options. Okay, thank you. Thanks all. Yes.